In 1940, four children followed a dog. They walked deep into a French forest. The dog disappeared into a narrow hole. The children crawled carefully inside the earth. They dropped into a massive underground cavern. One boy struck a single match. The tiny flame cut through total darkness. The stone walls suddenly came alive. Thousands of giant beasts surrounded them. Massive bison charged across the ceiling. Wild horses sprinted along the ledges. The ancient cave seemed to breathe. This was the famous Lascaux Cave. For decades, historians called it an art gallery. They believed cavemen were just painting nature. They thought it was prehistoric home decor. But that explanation makes no sense.
Why crawl miles into dangerous black pits? The journey inside was terrifyingly lethal. These caves had zero natural light. Poisonous gas filled the lowest chambers. Predators hid in the deep shadows. Yet humans kept returning for millennia. They ignored the easy, bright entrance. They squeezed into the tightest, suffocating tunnels. They brought primitive, fat-burning stone lamps. They painted in spots impossible to see. Some drawings were hidden behind rocks. Others required complex scaffolding to reach. What were they actually doing down there? In 1988, a unique researcher investigated. His name was Professor Igor Reznikov. He was an expert in ancient music. Reznikov did not bring any cameras. He left his bright lights behind. He entered the pitch-black French caves alone. He stood silently in the absolute dark.
Then, the professor began to sing. He made low, rhythmic humming sounds. He walked slowly through the cold tunnels. He tested different vocal pitches and frequencies. Suddenly, the cave reacted to him. In specific chambers, his voice exploded. The sound amplified without any microphones. The acoustics matched a modern stone cathedral. The echoes bounced perfectly off the stone. Reznikov turned on his small flashlight. He looked up and instantly gasped. The loud, echoing walls were covered in art. Every resonant spot had a massive painting. Then he walked to a silent section. He sang loudly, but nothing echoed back. He shone his light on that wall. The silent wall was completely blank. This happened over and over again. The art was placed by sound, not sight. The images were meant to be heard. How could ancient humans map sound waves? Reznikov expanded his study across Europe. He tested dozens of Paleolithic caves. The scientific data was absolutely staggering. Over 80% of paintings matched echoes. The correlation was too perfect for coincidence. But the mystery went even deeper. The chosen animals were not random. Specific sounds matched specific creature drawings. Deep, low-frequency chambers had large beasts. They featured heavy, thundering mammoths. They showed massive, angry, woolly rhinoceroses. High-pitched, echoing tunnels had smaller creatures. These walls showed elegant, swift birds. They showed nimble, jumping wild ibex. If you clapped near a bison painting, the cave echoed like a real stampede. The sound mimicked thousands of heavy hooves. If you cheered near a bird painting, the echo sounded like chirping wings. They built the first surround sound theaters.
They used stone instead of digital speakers. Imagine standing there 20,000 years ago. The underground air is freezing cold. Your skin goosebumps in the darkness. The only light is a flickering flame. A tribal shaman steps forward slowly. He begins a deep, rhythmic vocal chant. The solid stone vibrates against your chest. The acoustic energy fills the entire space. In the flickering light, the beasts move. The sound waves make paintings dance. The bison appear to actually run. The horses seem to gallop past you. This was not a primitive hobby. It was an advanced multimedia ritual. Our ancestors merged art and science perfectly. They used geology to manipulate human minds. They did not see a blank wall. They saw a sleeping, powerful spirit.
The paintings were just a visual guide. The cave itself was the instrument. They were playing the earth like a drum. This completely reframes our evolutionary history. Early humans were not simple brutes. They mastered acoustic physics without computers. They understood how sound alters human emotion. The dark cave was their sacred temple. The music brought their gods to life. Today, we think we are so advanced. We put on high-tech noise-canceling headphones. We sit in giant acoustic concert halls. We think we invented the musical experience. But we are just repeating ancient history. We are still searching for that echo. We crave the rumble in our chests. We want the shadows to start dancing. The urge has never actually left us. It is hardwired into human biology. Our brains evolved in resonant stone chambers. We need sound to feel truly alive. Next time you listen to a song, close your eyes and remember Lascaux. You are not escaping the modern world. You are returning to the deep cave. The music is our oldest survival tool. It connects us to the first shamans. It brings back the thundering mammoths. The darkness is no longer scary. The darkness is full of beautiful stories. We just forgot how to listen properly. But the stone walls still remember everything. They hold the echoes of our past, waiting for someone to sing again. To wake up the sleeping beasts. To illuminate the forgotten prehistoric secrets. The world is a giant resonant instrument. Every valley and mountain has a voice. Ancient humans knew how to listen. They tracked the whispers of the earth. They mapped the shadows with their songs. We replaced the caves with concrete cities. We filled the silence with noisy engines. But the ancient connection remains unbroken. You can still feel the resonance inside. It is the pulse of our ancestors, beating steadily across 20,000 years. A timeless melody hidden in the dark. The cave was never an art gallery. The cave was the first human soul.